Hello, everyone. Welcome to Undying Corruption. This is episode 2 of our Korean folklore and mythology campaign. Undying Corruption is written and created by Nine Heavens Press. Thank you to our sponsor, Nine Heavens Press, for making this series possible. We are also going to be featuring several giveaways during this live stream and also on social media, so please be sure to use !enter to join that. Or if you're over on YouTube watching this, check out more information about our giveaways on Bluesky to participate. Before we jump into our session, we're going to go around and reintroduce everyone. So please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and a little bit about your character. And we'll start with Faria.
All right, hi everyone, I'm Fariha. I am a full-time content creator. I do variety that spans comedy and just the joy of learning and all sorts of creative disciplines. So if that sounds like your jam, you can find me at Ask Fariha on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and then Fariha on Twitch and YouTube, where I normally am. But I'm going to be playing Tashi, who we met last time a little bit, and she's a complicated one. She is a tiefling rogue, but there is a kind of darkness to her, and you see it marred all over her body. You see it in the way that she looks like she might have more. There might be more truth to the things believed about tieflings in this world than meets the eye. Because people in the world of Undying Corruption, they think of tieflings as ones who have visited the plane of death, the flower fields of Sochan. And they, who are seen as death-touched, have a more difficult life because of it. But she might actually have some experience with that. So we'll get to see.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so happy to have you back. Thank you so much. We'll pop on over to Brandon. Hi.
Hello. Hey everyone, my name is Brandon R. Kim. You can find me Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at Brandon R. Kim. I am playing Kyungbo, who is a Jongsung. If you don't know what a Jongsung is, well, you're gonna have to look at Undying Corruption to learn more about that. It's a brand new race that the folks over at Undying Corruption have made. Basically, they are a wood sort of like totem pole protector of cities or towns, and in this world they can come to life. And that is what happened to Kyungbo. And I'm also playing a brand new class called the Tactician. So we saw that a little bit in action last time, but maybe we'll see. We'll see if we can get a little bit more today. Fun fact about Kyungbo. Kyungbo, even though they are made of wood, they have gotten a splinter before.
I love it. Thank you so much. We'll pop on over to Kay.
Hello. I'm Replay K, aka K. You can find me on Twitch and Bluesky at Replay K, and everywhere else at Replay_K. I'm a variety streamer, and I also love to yap about movies every now and again. Tonight I will be playing Kangbu, a dwarf warlock who is in the subclass, has the patron saint of the Chosung Saja, also unique to Undying Corruption. Very excited to explore that. Kangbu is also passionate about cooking and sort of a stern old man stereotype-ish character. And that's me.
Thank you so much. Frank, it is your turn. Please tell us everything and anything you want to tell us all about you.
Hi, I'm Frank, or Technique. I've been doing content creation for 11 years, and it's been a long time, but we're here and we're doing TTRPGs. I play a Gumiho named Suho, who is got the ninth tail and was on the brink of death and was saved, and unfortunately now has to work for the Reaper. So here we are. As one of the older members, he's tasked to help the others kind of like get their balance in the whole art of helping others pass along his stuff. It's gonna be very interesting because he's not really a nice guy. He's a gumiho first, but tries to keep himself in check. Other than that, you can find me on Twitch and Blue Sky. Blue Sky is like Technique TV and Twitch is Technique. Pleasure to be here and always happy to be with these lovely castmates. Hello.
Hello. Excellent. And
Hello.
we will jump right into it. The rest of the evening passes uneventfully. Some of you sleep soundly, some of you don't. All is to come as you wake to the sound of a rooster calling. The smell of soup and broth hits your nostrils and permeates the air around you. The temperature of the room as you are beginning to rise drops suddenly. And suddenly you hear the ruffling of clothing in a corner of your room as kneeling on the straw mat beside all of you, regardless of what events took you in the night, is a familiar figure in black. There's a brief scent of cinder as she lights a long wooden pipe and draws a breath from it. Perfume of moss and wet soil fills the air. It isn't your time yet. Be at ease, she jokes. I am here on clan business. You recognize your patron and boss, Tong Ji-hu. Here's her picture. There is a powerful presence to this individual as they are sharing this room with you. The chill is like a mask. It is embracing her, and it follows her every movement. Her eyes look to you. There are questions in them. You know that as the Chosong's Haja, Tong Ji-hyu cannot intervene or interact with these missions that you go on. She can only give you guidance. And once in a while, she will make a special appearance to check in on you. The four of you are, after all, her favorite. How does Hong Ji-yu find you? What are you doing in the early hours of the day that has just begun?
I'm in the corner, laxed out, just laid out very lazily. I'm as Sung Ji who plops down, I prick up and kind of adjust myself and sit up and just stare from the top of my eyes with a smirk. But I don't say anything. I look around at the others.
Tashi is still appears to be passed out, but you know she's awake. She's just trying to cling on to the last stretches of sleep she can get because she doesn't tend to sleep very well.
I think Kangbu's been up for a little bit already. He's folded and packed away his sleeping stuff. He's probably started a fire and is boiling some water, perhaps to make some rice or a stew for breakfast. And when she appears, he bows his head respectfully and looks at her, awaiting instruction.
I think Kyungbo is busy cleaning up the small trinkets and food from the ritual of the night before, as they are to do in the mornings. Kind of collecting it all, and I think as Sung Ji-hoo appears, they kind of sheepishly continue their work, deferring to the others to strike up conversation with this intimidating figure.
You can see that there is a slash of a smile across her face. She is as warm as she can be to the group of you. You've seen that Song Ji-yu favors the four of you over the other members of the Black Bear clan. And so she has taken time out of her day to make sure everything is going according to your procedures. Have you returned peace to Lady So-hyun?
Peace. Well, spirit is no longer inside. Whether she'll have peace or not, well, I don't know if that's in our job title now. Is it?
So it has been exorcised.
Hmm.
Do you know the nature of this spirit?
We believe it was a spirit seeking revenge towards her husband specifically.
Ah, so Lord Wan has an enemy.
Perhaps.
You don't get to that kind of station without making a bunch of enemies. What brings you around here, boss? And you see Tashi just like kind of roll around to face the group, but still like forearms slung over her eyes.
See, from the folds of her robe, she produces 3 envelopes. They are almost exactly identical to the one you had pulled from the shrine box yesterday. During my midnight visit, I found a few more requests in a nearby shrine. I think that you should look into these while you are here. Perhaps Lord Wan is hiding something. It might be in your best interest to investigate further, especially if you have not destroyed the spirit, only displaced it.
As you wish.
She holds the 3 envelopes out. Think specifically to Suho.
Take it slowly and lazily. All right. 3 of you. And I pass one over to each one of them.
Okay, can I get you to roll me a 1d3, Suho?
Cool. Okay.
And do it again.
2. Okay.
2, okay.
Um,
Wow, that's 3 2s in a row. Okay.
okay, there
1.
we go.
Okay, perfect. All right. So as you begin distributing the envelopes, you hear a knock at the door. You see that the paneled door slides open, and it reveals Yun, the attendant, the handmaiden to Lady Lee. When you look towards her and you look back towards Song Ji-hyu, the Chosong Saja is gone. Just as quickly as she has come, she has left. Yun, the dwarven handmaiden, turns to the group of you. Is there anything else that you need? I have checked on my lady, and she is still sleeping. Perhaps we can arrange a meeting in the afternoon. Let her get some rest.
Sure. I believe that's fine. We might have some things to look into anyway.
Very good. If you need anything, please seek me out.
The truth. I'll mumble.
Go ahead and roll me stealth.
Okay, stealth. 13.
13. Okay. She doesn't seem to hear you. She dips her head and she closes the door again. Tashi, you are given an envelope from Suho. Do you open it?
I take it, hand outstretched, and I say, I thought we understood each other. We're not morning people. Making me read before I've had my coffee. And I open it.
Okay. You find a humble request by a woman who is puzzling over her shoes and sandals disappearing.
Okay.
Can I read mine?
Yeah. You open yours, and you see a humble request about feral enraged beasts attacking hunters in the woods.
Tashi looks over because she's curious and she's like, oh, come on, yours is way cooler.
Yeah, I got the fun one.
Kengu will slide a finger under the wax seal and crack it open as well.
Okay. Yours is a humble request from a neighbor complaining about a miasma spreading from a nearby house. The details in each of these include locations and the names of who requests them. You can see that these requests were made pretty recently, ranging from yesterday to a couple of days ago to almost a week.
Do we notice any pattern within the locations or any like through lines with the surnames, anything that would tie them together?
Roll me an investigation check, please.
That looks like a 16.
Okay. You try to compare the three letters, and you don't really find any connection other than something is troubling the area. You don't know the frequency of how much trouble goes through Unsan. These are all local problems. You get the sense that you can probably knock all three of these out today, especially if you go together as a group. But if you want to split the party, that's okay too. It's up to you.
Well, Suho, what should we do?
Well, first you assess what you're good at.
Well,
You're good at what? Do you remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I'll be good. I've spent a lot of time in the woods.
Mm.
I know a thing or two about animals, so maybe the feral beasts. Something I could do.
Yes.
Also,
Great job,
Jumbo, you have a pretty good eye for things. I noticed how inquisitive and perceptive you were back at the house. I feel like you'd be able to excel with the missing shoes, perhaps. See tracks,
All right.
notice
Well,
things.
I guess I'll do the beasts and the shoes, and you guys do the rest.
Okay, fair trade.
That sounds fair, yes.
Wait, are you trading contracts or are you giving both to Young Bo?
What if we split the party up by 2 and 2
Mm-hmm.
and we tackle various things? And then do you think we need all hands on deck for any particular ones?
Well, the feral beast may be a bit feral. We don't know how many. The missing shoes and disappearing sandals doesn't seem like it's too big of a deal. The neighbors complaining about the miasma, well, that can be something very large, depending on how long it's been.
Or it could just be a little bit of black mold. We don't know.
True. The emotions in the air needs to be read in that place. If it's been weeks, it could probably be dangerous. Days, not so much. So, I say, Kingbo, you're good at, well, we all notice how you talk to spirits.
Yes, very respectfully.
So I would say you might be better at handling the woman that's puzzled over her shoes and sandals disappearing. Also, you hang out a lot outside houses. It might be good for you to see where and how things have gone down. Neighbors complaining about miasma. Well, Bingbo, you might be good at that in general. You seem to know when things are out of place and disturbances, and you seem to be very good at calming things down. And you always trust your gut. And I'll walk up and slap him. And I guess we can go check out the feral beast. If you get done with your assignments early, come to us. Locations. And I'll take out my ink brush and write the locations on the other letters of where the feral beasts are. Come to us at the end and we can all meet together if we need to.
And
We'll
also,
wait for you,
Kingbu,
of course.
Kingbu, you have a very sharp sense of smell. Perhaps you'd be able to help with the miasma in the houses? You'd be able to see and maybe smell where things might be wrong.
Sure. I would
Do you
be
think?
happy to take a look.
I've just got these knives, so
Okay.
I'm happy to help whoever might need that.
Well, I believe we all have our assignments. Remember, our job is only to take care of, well, the spirits. Anything else further than that, you're on your own. Heavy emotion can mutate things, so be careful. Don't get too attached.
Okay.
As the group of you, Mudang, begin to gather your things and prepare to depart for the evening, you leave the estate. You leave the Hanok and make your way back towards the village. As you do, you can see that there is a crowd of people. Some of them appear to be waiting for you. Some of them are watching, trying to be a little more discreet, perhaps snacking on a rice cake and eyeing your direction. There is some level of intrigue here. The most prominent and closest building outside of the Hanok in the direction of the village is an inn, a jumak. And you can see that there is a dwarven woman standing outside of it. And as she notices you, she gathers up her hanbok skirts and she begins to run towards you.
Is she wearing shoes?
Yes, she has shoes on. That is a good question, though. You see, this dwarven woman is bearded, and she has on a very well-kept hanbok, but from the material, you can tell that she's a commoner. It's mostly dyed linens rather than silks or anything extravagant. It's practical, easy to clean, and she has an apron on over her dress. She comes up with a big smile, her braids bouncing as she closes the distance. Well, hello there. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Ah, you are the talk of the town today. Everyone marked your entrance into Unsan yesterday. And oh, my tavern has been buzzing with rumor. I wanted to say hello myself. Thank you so much for coming to see Lady Lee. She is beloved by most of the village.
Well, it is our pleasure as Mudang. We're here to keep everyone safe.
She folds her hands on her hips and she bows deeply from her hips to you, beaming and smiling. Well, Sacred Mudang, you are welcome to stay at my inn if you require any lodging as well as a round of drinks anytime you like. All I ask is that you help liven the town's spirits, and you've already done so.
I am used to people drinking more in my presence.
She smiles at you. It just kind of seems to go over her head.
What is the name of your tavern?
It doesn't have a name. She gestures over to the chumak behind her. It's the only tavern in town.
And what would your name be? Kind
Of
lady?
course. My apologies. My name is Kwan Poram. You can call me Mrs. Kwan if you like.
Well, Mrs. Kwan, thank you very much for the hospitality. And Kyungbo will druid craft a small, like, red tulip in their palm. And says, to put on in any vase that you may have sitting atop your grand tavern tables.
Oh, thank you. And you see that she takes it with both hands, a sign of respect in Danguk when you use both hands to receive or gift anything. And she holds it against her chest. As she does so, you can see behind. You can see that behind her there are a number of outdoor tables. People are having breakfast around her. You can smell soup permeating the area. She says, if you want a good rumor or two, please feel free to stop by.
We will.
Well,
Thank you.
as Mudang, we seek out the truth, and that is it. So rumors are not what we peddle here as Mudang.
I nudge Kyungbo and I tell him, hey, no, rumors are good.
We love rumors as Mudang. We will take any tea you have.
Oh, I have so many kinds of tea. I am known most for my barley tea, which you can sample anytime you like. Well, let me not keep you. She bows deeply again, and she begins to...
Kwan, have you seen any sandals?
Sandals? She looks around. She wiggles her toes. If you need to purchase any sandals, I would recommend to head on over towards the cobbler.
Thank you very much. I will head to the cobbler.
She bows, and you can see her happily bouncing away with the flower, and in an open window, she begins to put it into a vase.
I will snakily shoot really fast, like almost like in a blink of an eye on Kyungbo, and be like, oh, there's an address on the letter. You remember?
Yes, I do remember. Thank you, Suho.
Yeah.
Keeping me on track.
I do a big smile to where my eyes are like almost completely closed, and I'll kind of crick my neck and look towards Tashi and do a big smile and grit my teeth and say, well, let's get going.
Okay.
Have to be back by noon.
So we are having Suho and Kangbu go together towards the feral beast, correct? And then Kyungbo's going after the shoes.
Wait, what now?
Oh, let's clarify who's going where. Yeah.
I think Tashi and Suho are going to the feral beast.
Okay.
Kyungbo is going to the shoes, and Kyungbu is going to
Miasma.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
All right.
We will
like it.
start Oh God, where do we start?
Do we roll
The
initiative?
shoes. No.
Yeah, let's do that. All right. So
The shoes
please,
come to life.
please select your tokens. Let's see. You should have them on here. Yeah.
The big ones, I think.
Yep. At the very bottom.
12 for me.
So I'm like moving all these things around. Initiative.
17.
1 to 15. Mm.
And a 13.
All right. Very good. So we'll start with Kyungbo. Oh my God. Okay. You gotta start strong, you know?
So I think Kyungbo is going to the address.
Hmm.
They are carrying a handful of shoes in their arms. They have gone to the cobbler and purchased. They didn't know what size they needed to get. They got a whole range of sizes of sandals. There's like a few on Jop's back. My clay dragon companion that is with me, and we're just carrying a bunch of sandals to this address.
Okay.
We
I need you
knock
to
on-
roll me. So, okay. I need you to roll me insight as you go to the cobbler. The cobbler appears to be a middle-aged man. And you can see that he has a great assortment of shoes available. He has shoes that are meant to be worn indoors, sandals, outdoor shoes. What did you roll?
I rolled a total of a 6.
I love it. Okay. He overcharges you, but you don't realize it. Go ahead and roll me a 1d20.
Oh, that's an 18.
Wow, that's really bad. How much gold do you
No.
have?
I have 40 gold. I'm rich, so this is not a problem.
Okay, well, he charges you 18 gold for all of those shoes.
No worries.
Okay.
It's a small price to pay to solve a small problem.
Absolutely. You begin to follow the direction of this said address, and you realize very quickly that it is not a house. It is a bench. You find that the directions take you to the edge of town, and there is a large birch tree next to the bench. And underneath the tree appears to be a woman.
Good morning to you, miss.
As she turns to face you, you see a young woman. She has her hair pulled back into a very tight braid. She is very eloquently dressed. She has these very small spectacles that sit on the edge of her nose, and she has these swooping ears that basically have a number of piercings in them, and she's elven by appearances. You see that she has a pair of shoes directly in front of her, and she is holding a book from where she's kneeling underneath the tree. Oh, good morning. She adjusts her glasses.
Good morning. I am here on official mudang business. I was told that there are missing sandals here, so I brought a few different types. I didn't know what size. Are you missing sandals?
Yes. Oh, she wipes her hands on her dress and she closes the book very carefully. Putting it down, she rises in a rush and goes over to you, looking at the very many shoes you have. Oh, I didn't expect someone to answer my request at all.
Oh,
If I'm to be honest, Mudang are so far and in between these days, but, yes. So, here is my dilemma. I have been repeatedly losing shoes. I don't quite understand why. I don't understand how. I am running out of money, and I keep buying extra backup shoes just in case. But suddenly, they go and vanish. Right before my eyes. The last time I went to the cobbler, I bought 5 pairs of shoes, and they all went missing. So, I don't know how your armful of shoes will help me here.
And what size are you? Because I got a bunch of different sizes.
I wear a size 7.
Oh no. Oh no. That was the one size they didn't have. Probably because you bought them all already.
Precisely.
Oh.
Ugh.
Oh. Yeah, Kyoma like tosses them aside and like sits down on the bench next to her. Oh.
She drops down beside you. Huh. It is quite frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah. Quite frustrating indeed.
Can I get a perception check from you?
Ooh, that's a 21.
A 21. Okay. Describe to me how you are able to sense something beginning to secret away some shoes near you.
I think Kyungbo is like I think this is Kyungbo's first sort of like mission alone that Suho has allowed them to go on. So Kyungbo was really trying super hard to make sure that this goes right, and I think this first like moment of oh my plan didn't work out has really made Kyungbo quite like sad for a moment. I think it's actually Jop Jop that sort of like like a pointer dog like points over in the direction of the thing that's secreting away something.
Yeah, so what you see is you hear the clinking of the clay plates that makes Chop Chop as Chop Chop is pointing their snout at one pair of shoes as it disappears in a puff of smoke. Another one, literally pointing at them as they're disappearing one by one.
Oh, and yeah, I mean, this is my first time doing Chop Chop. What?
See?
I brought.
It happened to you too.
Oh, man. Oh, do your shoes go missing here every time?
She looks over at the pair of shoes that she had put down on the ground in front of her when you arrived, and they are also gone. No!
No! I think this whole time Jop Jop is just like staring in that direction, keeping the eyes out.
Yes. So go ahead and roll me. Let's see. You can choose Arcana, History, Religion, or Nature.
Arcana, History, Religion, or Nature. It might be funny. I have a -1 in all of those. So,
God.
let's do. I think Nature. That's what
Okay.
Kyungbo is most in tune with. Oh, but that is a 13.
Okay. Awesome. So as you are looking at the last pair of shoes that is here on this hill with you, you see it disappears in a puff of light blue smoke. Something clicks in your mind. You remember this smoke. It's familiar to you. We need sad music. You remember one of your first friends. One that gave you a very special item that you carry even to this day. A big, gnarled piece of wood that belonged to someone else. This creature though mischievous and a spirit in design. You remember that the Tokebi have the ability to conjure non-magical common items from afar. Especially their pammagi. You're able to piece together that what is likely happening is that shoes are not actually being sold. They are Tokebi pangmagi that have been magicked to look like shoes, and then they're summoned back. So you never spent money on shoes. You spent money on sticks, magical sticks that boomeranged back to from whence they came.
Ma'am, what is your name?
My name is Pak Young-sun.
Well, Puck, we need to start some beef with a cobbler. Follow me.
Okay. And she swipes up her book, and shoeless, she begins to follow you, very carefully making their way down the hill.
Oh, Jop, if you will. And Jop leans down, offering a ride.
Thank you. And she hops on.
Oh. And I think as we're walking, Kyungbo is kind of like very stern now with like eyes on the prize, like knows the mission now. I think Kyungbo looks over, goes, Buck, I'm intrigued. How did you have an address to a bench?
Oh, well, I figured it was the most logical place to put down on the request, as I spend most of my days there, atop the hill. You see, it has a clear view into the distant wetlands, and I've been noticing some strange things happening. Some kind of ecological affair. Oh, I won't bore you with the specifics, but it's a lot of studying and writing notes.
Oh, that's very interesting. Are you a scientist?
I'm a historian.
Oh, wow.
And
That's
you are
cool.
She looks you up and down. Is someone I've never met before.
No, we just met a few minutes ago.
Yes, you are so fascinating. You are a Changsong, yes?
Yeah, that's what people call me. Yeah.
Fascinating. And as you're walking, she pulls out her book and she starts writing notes down. Dear diary, today I met a Changsong. You see, coming into view is the cobbler's hut. I actually have a map for you.
Oh.
I have to fix it because the party split. It's okay. Here we go. Go here.
Oh, I did not take a long rest from last time.
Oh, you should have the benefits of a long rest, so
Yeah,
you can
do that. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I think Kyungbo marches straight up to the front door. Is it open?
Okay, so you reach a small open shack. You can see that there's a sheet sprawled out in front of it lined with jipshin, which are shoes woven from straw that are meant to be worn inside of houses. You can see inside of this open shack, it has no door. There are more expensive footwear up on shelves. You can see that they have colored designs and they are lined up on lacquerware boxes. Much more expensive. And you remember, oh yeah, I bought most of these. But you can see that when you had left, Most of them were in your arms, and now they're back on the shelves here. You can see that there is a man inside of the store currently fussing with the boxes. Doesn't seem to notice you.
I think Kyumbo takes their Bamangi and in the doorway, sort of silhouetted behind with sunlight, points their weapon at the cobbler inside and says, "You, sir, you have some explaining to do," and steps into the building.
Hey, as you step into the building, you see this man wheel around and look towards you. Huh? And we will cut over to... Let's see. We'll go next over to... Who is going to the miasma again? Oh, Hengbu. Okay. Hengbu. Let me move you over. Scoot, scoot, scoot. Oh no, I made your token tiny. That's not
fine,
ideal.
I'm like 4 feet tall anyways.
Token. Okay. I don't know why I didn't anticipate that y'all would pick up the party. Okay. Here we go. You are over here. Okay. You approach a house. You can see that as you are outside of this building here, a strange odor enters your nostrils dozens of feet away. There are 3 clay houses with thatched roofs that stand by each other, all of them appearing rough and weathered, like the laborers that they house. One of the houses is decrepit, worn under the weight of years, as the others have avoided attentive care. There is a literal green miasma pouring out of the house, and you can see in front of the house is a dwarven man with a pointed beard, throwing rocks at it and shouting obscenities.
Gangbu sighs deeply and then approaches the dwarven man. He bows his head respectfully.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Sure. How's a 3?
A 3. Okay. You don't see anything. You can see that this man is sweating and he's labored from his clear frustration that he is putting onto this broken down home. He looks over in your direction, his eyes twitching.
Hello, sir. My name is Kangbu. I'm a mudang. We received a request at a shrine.
Yes.
Perhaps were you?
Yes, you. And he begins to step forward. You can smell clay coming off of him. He's wearing an apron, a dark green apron over his clothing, and you see smudges of mud on them, betraying that he must be a potter of some kind. He points an accusing finger over to the house that he has been literally trying to stone, and he says, "The smell is impossible to bear. It is leaking into our homes. It is permeating the streets. I can't sleep. I can't eat. It's poison. I've tried knocking on the door. No one's answering."
I see. Do you have a neighbor that you know?
Well,
that home?
yes. This is the house of Li Tongshook.
And when was the last time you saw them?
Perhaps 2 weeks ago.
I see.
The smell has been bothering this entire neighborhood for the last week.
Do you know Lee Tong-suk well?
He very recently started his studies for civil service. But other than that, no. He keeps to himself. He tries very well to do, but I don't know what to do. Don't know what to do here.
Well, I'll investigate. If I may request, perhaps please pause the stone throwing for now. I'll be back momentarily.
Good. Be careful. It stinks.
I always am. I've noticed. I'll bow my head respectfully at him again and approach the stinkiest house.
Okay. And he leaves the area, so you are left to your own devices here. As you begin to approach, I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh. Oh, another 3.
Natural 1 into a 3. Okay, very good. You suffer from the poisoned condition. As you come in closer to this scent, you feel it coming into you and beginning to affect you from your fingertips to your toes. There is a numbing sensation. You get the sense that whatever this miasma is, it must be affecting you, affecting the area in a detrimental way.
Oh, do I get advantage on that as a dwarf?
Oh, yes, you do. Okay, so go ahead and roll again.
Okay.
Okay. 16. Okay, you take a step back, you cough it out, and what do you do to resist it?
I think I sort of feel the fumes like wafting towards me and in, and I just simply plug my nose as I approach.
I love it.
And
Okay.
Feel my
So for the effects of this poison, you are effectively immune to it for 24 hours. You approach and you can see that the outside of the house is covered in grime. There are a number of fungi, mushrooms that are crowning the outdoors of this building.
Can I see if I recognize any of these fungi as perhaps edible mushrooms or anything like that?
Ooh, yes. Go ahead and roll me a nature check.
Okay. A 5.
Okay. I think what happens here is that though you are quite proficient with identifying ingredients, these particular ones, there's something strange about them, something unnatural. You get the sense that these particular mushrooms, they must have been created or manifested somehow that is beyond natural means. They are a
Okay.
reaction to something, not the cause.
I think I'll approach the house and attempt to open the front door.
Okay. The door is locked, but it does not seem very strong.
I'll knock on it.
Okay. You knock on it. You can hear that there's noise inside, so someone or something is alive. But they don't come to the door.
Hello? Is anyone in there?
There's no response.
I apologize if there is. I am going to attempt to kick your door down. So please back away from the door if you're in there. And then he'll take a step back and attempt to kick the door down.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me athletics.
12.
Okay, a 12. As you rear your foot back and kick through, you hear a crunching of wood as you splinter it.
I'll pay for that.
You see inside that there is muck and slime going up and down the walls. There is a scent of death here. It's almost thick, you can almost taste it. It lingers in your nostrils. In here you see that the ground is coated in this pungent carpet of nature. There is a door on the other side. This seems very unusual to have manifested over 2 weeks.
I'm going to gingerly take a singular step in and sort of await.
Okay. As you step in, can I get a perception check?
5.
Okay. You wait, you listen. Nothing reacts, nothing responds. You just hear shuffling coming from this direction.
Seems safe to me. Yeah, are those 2 mushrooms in front of me?
Yes.
I'll walk around them and knock on the other door.
Okay. As you begin to walk around them, you suddenly hear a as one of these violet mushrooms growing from the ground begins to shake and attempts to spray you with spores. I need a dexterity saving throw from you.
A 3.
Oh my god. Okay. There's a puff of smoke that just kicks up into your face. And just as that happens, we'll head on over to the woods. Two of you begin to make your way towards the outskirts of Insan. You get the sense that it's going to be a little bit further out than the other addresses. As you begin to find a path that opens up into a woodland. The breeze here carries a tinge of metallic on the wind. Blood fills your nostrils. In the distance...
Hey, you smell that?
Delightful. Yes.
Let me get perception checks from the two of you.
Okay. That's a 20.
Oh my god. Okay. Fantastic. You can hear desperate squealing in the distance. Sounds like 1, 2, 4, 5. There must be 5 boars out there. Something is wrong.
Things might get messy. I'll look at my surroundings. Is there any... what's the surroundings like? Is it just dead forest or is there hills?
So you have entered a woodland that kind of sinks into a swamp. You can see that the air around you is quite dense and heavy with this earthy scent. There is a thickness to the ground as well. Mud, grass. Your steps sink into the earth here. All around you, the wilderness is flush. There are many trees. You can see up ahead there's a path marked by a tree that has been broken down. There is a trace of blood. You're headed in the right way.
I will get low and place my finger on the blood and see if it's dried or wet. See how fresh it is.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me survival, please.
Natural one.
Natural 1. It's wet. Everything here is wet.
Ugh. I don't have patience for this. I'll just kind of like flick my fingers and just in like try to dig the dirt and stuff from under my nails. And I was like, maybe you'll have better luck with it. Be on your P's and Q's. They might be dealing with them. I'll just say that. And since I am a beast, I do understand the nature that of what could happen if there are boars around that are very tense, angry, and I do know they can rip someone apart pretty easily.
Oh, yes. As you continue...
Tashi,
Go ahead, sorry.
Tashi's going to take a ready action, just hands on her daggers, and is going to turn to Suho and in a low voice say, I wonder what's gotten them so worked up. Usually, they're not so feral, especially around the outskirts of the forest. They're usually much, much deeper in.
I'll look around, well, and then I'll show my hand at all the fallen trees and how unnatural it is, and whatever it is, it could be big.
You can see
in that
that
case,
some of the trees have fallen down, and there are actually carcasses of other creatures. You see deer that have been completely gored through. You even see a tiger that has been taken out.
oh yeah, I'm going to take out my ink brush, and a little distance away from me, I'll quickly summon my ink, my ink piece, living ink piece.
Okay. I've spawned it for you. You can move it wherever you like.
All right, I'm going to put it.
So you can see that there
in the
are
bush.
a number of boars around you. They are rampaging. They are squealing. And they are tearing into trees, into bushes with a great frenzy. One of them cracks up against a trunk so hard that it breaks their tusk, and they don't seem to be fazed by it. They seem so enraptured, so consumed by this rage that they can't process what's happening to them and around them.
Oh, that's not normal.
Is there any worth in trying to get around them and seeing if we can find the source of this? This is very unusual.
I believe they are the source of the destruction, but what's causing it? And can't you do something special with your touches and stuff that you have? I don't want to put my hands on any of this.
Well, yes. Are there any objects of note or any? Could I maybe touch? Oh, you know what I would like to do? I would like to cast thaumaturgy, and I would
Ooh.
like to simulate the rustle of bushes and like the whimper of a deer, off to the side. So as to give ourselves a window to pick up the tusk that broke off.
Okay.
In front of one of the fallen trees.
Yes. I love this.
Wait, before she does that, which one is she aiming for? Which one are you aiming for, Tosh?
I'm not sure which one. Where
they have
where is
numbers
the-
on. Well, look at the numbers. There's 1,
Yes.
4, and 3.
So for the sake of trying to make things a little more accessible, oops. I think I'm breaking it. Okay. So you see this one is numbered 4 and this one is numbered 3, just to help alleviate any confusion. You can see that they're both equally frustrated and crashing. You can hear sounds of more of them further into the forest.
Well, I'm going to cast sleep on whichever one that she goes near.
Okay.
I won't tell her though because she's eager, young, you know. So I'm going to follow her lead, and wherever she goes, I will cast sleep.
Okay.
on
So
that
this
form.
rustling, what does it look like as you're enabling this ability of yours?
You see as the darker black marks, almost tattoo-like, that dot the very top of Tashi's forehead, that sit on her blue skin, they almost seem to shake as that same energy then transfers into the bush around us. And she will extend out a hand, and with the shaking of her fingers, the leaves will rustle as well. And we'll see that happen, and we'll hear the sound of a deer
Okay.
to, I think, our left.
Okay. So this boar over here to your left, it wheels its head around with great aggression in the direction of the rustling. You see it pouncing out into the bush to attack the bush, and it disappears from immediate sight. Suho, as you cast your sleep spell, what does this look like?
It's done with the ink brush. The strokes become soft, not violent. It's almost a character that represents sleep, but it's not all the way done. And when I'll tap it in midair, and it'll float towards the target. And once it lands on the skin of the boar, the ink will then absorb into its fur and take effect.
Okay. I believe the sleep spell, you need to roll a number of hit points.
Yes, I rolled 20.
Okay, yep, that's more than enough. You hear a thud in the bush, and the squealing stops. You can't quite see the boar anymore. Suho, you know that it is asleep. The tusk is now on the ground, easily accessible.
You have two choices: the tusk or the boar, or both.
Do the other boars seem preoccupied with what they're doing?
Oh yes, they seem so in tune with this rage that they are unaware of the things around them.
All right, we're going to exercise caution and try to sneak up on it without making sound or like alerting them to our presence.
Okay. Go ahead and say that the tusk is right here. As you begin creeping, can I get a stealth check?
Ooh, all right. Ooh, that's an 8.
Wow, we are rolling really bad today, y'all. Okay. All right. As you step forward, a twig, I'll say that you get to about here. A twig breaks underneath, and you can see this boar up here turn its head over in your direction. I'm gonna give Suho an opportunity to do something here. What do you want to do?
Oh, goodness. I'm running out of points. Okay, I'm gonna cast sleep on that too. It's my last one on that. Wait.
Sleep
Wait,
and
wait, wait.
concentration.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not.
It's not, it's just a spell. Oh,
Yeah.
I have plenty. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was on the wrong thing. I'll cast sleep on that one as well, and I will do it now. 23.
You see these eyes. Can I get insight checks from both of you?
Of course.
Okay. Or
Okay. 12 from
That's a
Tashi.
12.
21.
Okay. Tashi, you see murderous intent in this animal's eyes. They are hollow, they are dark. It's almost as if possessed by something that they are driven to try to gore you down. It begins to charge up. You see it flinging dirt and muck back as it begins a forceful push in your direction. Suho, what does your spell sleep look like as it takes out this boar?
This time I draw violent lines with my ink brush, seeing that's an urgency. I'm not careful with it. I just draw it as fast as I can, and I'll pull out. I'll like throw my claw towards it, and that way it'll shoot over, and right where the boar is probably getting ready to like lower his head to gouge, it'll go up and hits right in his snout, and the ink will just travel inside of his nose, and the boar will skid to a stop right in front of Tosh.
You see these large flared nostrils just soak up all of that ink, and it crashes, landing on its side, belly exposed, as it leaves a rent in the ground here at your feet, Tashi.
Oh, man, I love working with you.
It's a big reason why I slept the one in the bush, but I wanted to go and see what you were doing. It's very interesting. Right now, what? You have 2 at your disposal.
How she's going to pick up that tusk, and with my mudang specialty, which is I'm going to read it so that we all know what it is. It's called Read Psychometric Resonance, and it's when you touch an object, you can read the psychic impressions left on it by previous owners. You can detect from these objects any lingering significant emotional response or resonance, such as like the joy from a child's teddy bear, or the sorrows from a wedding ring, or from a victim's murder weapon sensing fear. And yeah, let's see. We can concentrate on the object for a minute to get a vision of the face of the person who imbued the item with the emotion in the first place. And if it's very negative, I can take damage.
Okay.
So, yes.
So what does it look like as you're tapping into it? You will be able to find the source of the anger here.
Ooh, okay. It's a broken piece of a tusk, right?
Yes.
Tashi is going to, holding the tusk in one hand, run her finger along the crevice at which it broke. And she is going to concentrate on this. And again, like we saw in the mansion, the estate that we helped Lady Lee in, you're going to see this black mist surround her. Subtle, but definitely there. And going to pour that darkness that you see touching her blue skin, move down her arms like ink, like smoke, and transfer into the edge of this broken tusk.
You hear, you sense, you feel the intense anger. It feels like fire in your fingertips. It feels like an itchiness under the skin that you can't quite scratch. It is just out of reach, and it is maddening. It is all-encompassing. And just as the two of you hear a roar, there is a deep and mournful sound further into the swamp. Tashi, you see the face of a giant boar, much larger than any horse you've ever seen. Half the size of an elephant. It is on its side, it is stuck inside of a snare, and it is thrashing. There's something deeply wrong with this creature as it releases this mournful, deep sound, almost like a sonic wave. It echoes out, and all at once there's a chorus of pain from all of the other boars that are around you. Something is poisoning these woods and the things inside of them. Something is not okay.
I turned to Suho. I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, what does Tashi look like? What's going on with her?
You see her eyebrows furrow. You see her look up, face low, chin down, and she looks up over her hood at Suho. I'm sure you know better than most how it feels to be trapped, to be ensnared sometimes. If not physically, then by the things that drive us and by the things that unfortunately keep us stuck, rob us of our agency. I don't know what, but I'm getting the sense that these boars are feeling much the same. I think there's one up ahead that's in a lot of pain.
Well, I'm sure you noticed this as well. And as Tashi has been doing her trait on the horn, I have been kind of listening to, kind of feeling the land around and looking at the marks in the trees, even looking at the boars that are asleep. And I get this sense of like pain within them as well, being so close to nature as well. And from this, I believe I'm going to use this trickster fox. So without a word, I'm going to transform into my fox form. You'll see as I turn towards Tashi, my face will elongate. You see a puff of smoke, and each smoke will turn into a tail until you see 9. And I will lead the way for Tashi. I mean, more of a safe route. I'm gonna kind of stay away from all the angry bustle to make our way towards the source of the pain. I also did this in hopes of whatever the creature is, if it sees me, it looks at me as not a threat. Because if it's something that a humanoid has done, it may lash out, it may call out, and draw more attention.
Hey.
My voice from now on will be more of an inner thought instead of like coming out of my mouth towards Tashi.
Hey. In your fox form, what color are you? Do we see any special features?
Yes, it'll be the color of my clothing will take form of my fur. So, definitely is it's opposite of the mask that I wear on my head. It's more of a black and gold, with red around the eyes, black coat, and then gold markings along my body, and the tips of the tails are red. So more of like a red black with gold markings. And I will dash to the right and left, and try to like fill myself out, maybe shake my fur. I haven't been back in this form in a long time. I'm probably about the size. I'm not super small. I'm fairly large size, maybe like a small wolf almost. And I'll look back at, and there's bells on my tails. I would say quite beautiful, honestly. It's a 9-tailed fox. And I'll look back towards Tashi and I'll say, follow me. And you hear that in your head. And I will prance along towards a different path.
Hey. Can I get either acrobatics or stealth from you, Suho? I'll give you advantage here as you are in fox form.
Acrobatics or stealth? You said or stealth?
Yeah.
For 3 in both, so. Meh, it's 11.
11. You're able to close the distance. You can put yourself anywhere you want on the map here. Tashi, what do you want to do? How do you react as you see Suho take a form that he hasn't taken in a while?
It's always neat to see. I think Tashi has a more than usual appreciation for people embodying their authentic selves. There's a comfort, there's a safety to that. Having lived as a mudang, it's not always that you get to see the most integral side of people, but whenever she gets to witness this transformation in the side of Suho, she always looks on with admiration and with like a deep respect. And as Suho gestures for her to follow, she will nod, pull up her hood once more, and much in the same way as she would sneaking about in cities, she will look to the areas of the brush, the fallen trees that cast the darkest shadows, so that the black of her cloak may lend itself into those shapes, becoming amorphous with the tree line and trying to make our way to the giant boar without arousing too much attention.
Okay. I'll say go ahead and roll stealth at advantage here, as Suho's essentially leading the way, helping you.
Oh man.
Oh god, a 9.
I rolled a 2 and a 3.
Okay. You can move anywhere up until about halfway. You can put yourself wherever you want.
All right. I'll be up about there.
Okay, perfect.
Actually, I think I'll follow on the flank.
Okay. Perfect. It is about there that you get before there's another break of a twig underfoot, and there's an angry howl and squeal as the boar in front of you begins to charge recklessly into the tree line to get to you. And I will need 2 of you to roll me some initiative.
No.
And while that's happening, we're gonna pan over back over here. The Kyungbo.
Who, me? I'm just hanging out with the cobbler.
Cobbler goes, huh?
You know what you've done. Give this nice lady back her shoes.
You see that this middle-aged man, he has a bit of a sliminess to him. His hair seems unwashed, and he seems a bit more disheveled than you realized at first. The shoes all around are shiny and they catch your eye, just as they did when you first came in. Oh, it's you. He looks extremely awkward. And he mutters under his breath, most of the time they don't ever come back right away.
Well, here I am, and I didn't return them. So I got a little question for you. Have you been doing magic? Taking back the shoes? That's not very nice to your customers.
He begins to sweat profusely. Hey, look. I didn't do anything. I am a cobbler, a dispenser and provider of footwear. Do you need sandals for your house? They come in sizes up to 15.
Yeah, I do need sandals because you know why? The ones I just bought disappeared from the ground where I dropped them. So,
Shit. He looks around almost as if he's trying to find something. Where did they go? So, you know what? Why don't we get you another pair of shoes?
I don't want shoes.
Oh.
I don't want shoes. I don't want shoes. I've never wanted shoes, and I don't need shoes. I'm made of wood, and I never.
You want a refund? Okay. And he begins to rummage around inside his coin purse. Give me an insight check here.
That is 13 on the dice, plus a 2. That's a 15.
Okay. You can tell that this is someone who's been completely ruffled. The scam is up. The jig is up. All the cards are on the table. This is a con man. Has Kyungbo ever met a con man before?
I think they've been conned a lot. I think as they're have been traveling around to from small town to small town, learning the ways of humanity. For so long, Kyungbo was stationed outside their small town and was greeted with the most pleasant aspects of humanity, and they've kind of learned the hard way of the truth of society. I don't think Kyungbo has ever acted upon a con man when they have been conned, and this might be their first time.
A refund then. Yes, you paid 10 gold, right?
Does Kyungbo know who, is the law of the town?
It would vary town to town. You would know that in a village like this, essentially, it's usually a militia, and the militia is generally organized by a lord. So maybe Lord Wan.
Okay. I think Kyungbo will just walk over to this cobbler as they're holding out the 10 gold, and will just smack the gold out of their hand and then grab them by the shirt and try to hoist them over the shoulder.
Oh, you easily pick up this guy. He flails around his arms ineffectually, just slapping them against the wood of your shoulder. Hey, wait, put me down. Okay, 15 gold. I'll give your 15 gold back.
This is much more than gold, Mr. Cobbler. This is about the right of not swindling people, and the good people of this town deserve to have their sandals. And I think Kyungbo turns around and begins walking out the door.
Okay, as you begin to walk out the door, he reaches out into the shed that you're in, into the space where he used to be, and he calls out to somebody and says, "They're taking me away! It's going to ruin everything! Help me!" And all of a sudden, smoke, the blue smoke returns as you see not one, not two, but 3 spirits appear. Did that work? Hold on, I have to refresh. You see these light blue, almost wispy creatures. Did that work? God, technology. Oh, you see one? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Refresh. Okay. These creatures are clearly tokebi. They are similar to the one that you had seen before in your previous travels. They are essentially mostly disembodied, and you see their faces as they are regarding you. There is a cacophony of laughter as they regard your departing form.
It's not funny. I think Kyungbo turns around and faces them, standing in the doorway again. Have you been up to these shenanigans?
You see the Tokebi rushing forward towards you, and they try to cut you off. One of them jumps in front of you, the other two flank you at the sides. They begin to bounce back and forth in a distracting manner. Come on, do something! Help me! Don't just wiggle around there.
Kumbo, just sort of surrounded by this, holds the cobbler out in front of them and goes, Mr. Cobbler, I'll be honest, I'm quite upset right now, and I want you to give me one good reason not to just throw you back into the shop, knock you out, and then take out all these Dokabi too. What is going on here? I need answers.
Go ahead and roll me intimidation at advantage.
Ooh, that's a 19 plus 4, so that is a 23.
Oh my god. This person is shaking in their shoes. Their own shoes fall off as they are grabbing onto your arm as they're suspended in the air, as if holding onto the only available support for them. Oh, okay, fine. I'm their leader. These Tokebi, they don't understand what I'm trying to do here. They think that it's just a prank. They just like the pranks. Look, I don't have a lot. I've got to do what I can to make money. So what if people's shoes go missing? You never really bought the shoes. It's their fault for not realizing they were shoes in the first place, right?
Do I believe anything this cobbler is saying?
That's 100% up to you.
Am I able to roll like an insight check?
Oh, yeah.
As to like what like the Dokebi are like doing around like hearing this?
Mm-hmm. You get the sense that the Tokebi can't hear him as he's muttering to you.
Okay. That's an 18 on insight.
Okay, this guy is scared to his bones. He's being honest with you. He wants to do everything and anything he can to get away from you right now.
Okay. I think at this, and do the Dokebi, can I like converse with them, or are they like spirits that like don't really converse with like the material world?
You can talk to them, especially because you can see them now.
Okay. So I think with the other hand of mine, I put it onto this cobbler's mouth to make sure that they don't speak at all while holding this cobbler. And I look around at these Dokebi and I go, good morning. I seem to be having quite the issue with this cobbler. See, this cobbler has been selling shoes and the shoes have been going missing, and I just don't think that's quite right to have a cobbler selling shoes and the shoes just reappear in their store. Seems like a scam to me.
As you say that, they giggle.
Oh, you think this is funny? You think this is one big joke, huh? Well, I got a great deal, 18 gold pieces to buy a handful of shoes. And let me tell you what, all of the shoes are back here. Now, can you say I got a good deal? No. Sounds like I got on the wrong end of that stick. So,
You hear one of the Tokebi, the one to your left here, says,
Look, he bought shoes and he doesn't even wear them. His feet are made out of wood.
yeah, well, you don't wear well, you don't wear shoes either. You're see-through.
"Aw." See this one just poof goes back into hiding.
What's the whole big deal of this? Why are you doing this to the good people here in this town?
It's for a joke, you know, for a good old laugh.
Please put me down. I can't breathe.
Ugh. I think I turn around to Park Young Sun, and I ask, "How long has this been happening to you?"
About a week.
How long have these Dokebi been here helping you with this scam?
They've been helping me with the joke, huh? About a week now.
Ugh. Well, I'll be honest with you, Mr. Cobbler. I'm quite sick of all these joking matters. I'm quite sick of them, all of them, and I'm gonna take you to Lord Juan, and they'll decide what to do with you. In the meanwhile, do you have any sort of ledger keeping track of who you sell these shoes to?
No.
Figures. Well, guess I'll just have to reimburse the town myself. Well, come along. And I throw him over my shoulder and just start walking out.
Okay, yes. So as you march back over towards the direction of Lord Juan, we cut over to this funky house. You take
Not
a
good.
mouthful of these spores, and I will reveal. That work? Well, 20's having a day today. There we go. 1, 2. Okay. There are 2 of these giant mushrooms in the middle of the room. You're gonna take 7 necrotic damage here. It burns all the way down your throat. And it begins to slowly shiver and recede, almost as if recharging.
Okay. Seems they aren't just simple mushrooms. I think Kangbu will use Regalia of the Death God. He'll sort of undo his robe, and it hardens, it emits coldness. You see sort of teal and violet energy emanating, around the edges of it. And then I guess he'll cast an Eldritch Blast at the nearest void fungus.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead and roll me an attack here.
14.
That will hit. Their armor class is 5. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
A really big one.
Okay. What does your Eldritch Blast look like as you send it off?
He sort of flicks his hand and shoots off a little ball of violet energy that puffs on contact with the fungus.
Okay, yes. You see it take off a chunk of the cap of this mushroom, and more spores just harmlessly explode outwards. Unfortunately, that is not enough. These look to be pretty sturdy things. It looks like
Think
you
we'll
might
try
need
to-
some help here.
Okay, I think he'll attempt to Misty Step to the door and bypass them.
Oh, yes. This will definitely work. What does your Misty Step look like?
You see Kangoo vanish in a much bigger puff, almost like a cloud-shaped smoke that's violet, and reappears with a similar cloud right outside of that door.
You
And
reappear.
He'll knock on that door urgently.
As you knock, you can hear scribbling, movement of cloth, the shifting of weight, creaking of wood. There's something on the other side. It doesn't open the door.
If you can hear me, please open your door or I will kick it down.
There's no response.
He waits a little bit, sees the fungus behind him, and attempts to kick the door down.
Okay. Let's see. The door, without much effort, because it is so decrepit and worn out by this growing fungus, collapses. Oops. You see someone hunched over a desk in the far corner of the room. They appear to be writing furiously on paper, muttering to themselves. They are something curious to behold. Can I get a perception check from you?
A 4.
Okay. Look at this art. This art's so cute. He's like waving. It's like, hello. You see this young man is studying? He flips a page, continues reading. There is something wrong with this man. You can see that he has lesions or some kind of bumps. His clothes are clearly unwashed. This room is perhaps the dirtiest place you have ever been. There doesn't seem to be a single wall or surface in this building that is sanitary. They don't seem to notice.
Excuse me? Sir?
But I need to finish them. He flips the page.
Hello?
Do you get closer?
Yeah, I'll approach him.
Okay. Roll me another perception check.
An 8.
Okay. That's not good for you.
All single digits, yeah.
Okay. You step closer. You can see that there are just smatterings of fungi also in this room. Can't pinpoint them quite exactly. There is this miasma, this taint to the air that is difficult to see through.
Okay, I will attempt to create bonfire.
Ooh, okay.
Just directly in front of me and see if fire does anything.
Okay. That is so bold. I love it. Okay. Fire. You cast this fire. Does it have any particular color to it or quality?
I think it's more ethereal than a standard fire. So yeah, probably violet and teal, similar to his patron's colors.
Okay. Fire manifests in this space, and you can see it slowly eating away at the sickness in the air. seems like you're gonna need a lot more fire and a lot more time to do anything meaningful. But the building doesn't blow up. At that, the trance that this person is under seems to break. Huh? He looks over in your direction, and he moves so stiffly, almost like a corpse. Oh.
Lee?
Huh? Do I know you?
I'm Kangbu. I am a mudang. Sent here by request. You are Lee?
Yes. My name is Lee Dongseok.
Your neighbor had complaints of, well, and he gestures around the house. Have you encountered or seen anything strange recently?
Oh. He looks around himself almost as if it's the first time he's done it in a very long time. Oh no. Oh. He scratches himself on his neck, and you can see that his fingernails are overgrown and his teeth are yellowed. Skin is sunken, and those bumps, those are mushrooms growing on him. Oh. Go ahead and roll me either a nature check or a medicine check.
Okay. Nature, it's a 10.
Okay. With a 10, this guy is dead. This guy is undead. I'm sorry. My home is not in the best of condition to receive guests. I need to pass these exams to help my family.
When's the last time you ate?
I don't know. He puts a loving hand on the book that's in front of him. The pages are beginning to yellow and crust over. I spent the last of my money to buy these books.
See.
I don't feel very hungry now.
Well, why don't you take a seat by this fire and I'll prepare something for you. I think you need nourishment regardless of whether you feel hungry or not.
Roll me persuasion.
A 12.
Okay. He sits down. He brings the book with him.
Okay.
Begins to read. What do you want to cook?
I think I'll put a pot of water over the fire, and then I'm gonna attempt to walk around and behind him.
Okay. He begins reading the book and he doesn't seem to notice anything that's going on. He doesn't react to you walking behind him. He might even seem like he doesn't realize he died as he flips the page.
Can I take a closer look at like his skin condition and all of that from behind him?
Yeah, go ahead. I think because you're so close, you don't even have to roll anything. He is a literal corpse. He seems to have been animated through some means here. He died, and he's suspended by some kind of energy. And then you look at the book, he's just trying to take a civil law exam. He's trying to become a civil servant to work for the government.
I'm going to wordlessly attempt to push him into the fire.
Okay. You do. Ah!
Just testing something.
I love this. Okay, let's see. He has to make a dexterity saving throw. Oh my god. I was like, this is the one character that is not gonna need a character sheet, and I was wrong. Okay, he saves. Let's see. So does he take the damage? Half damage? No damage. Okay. So I think what happens here is you push him into the fire. The fire roils up his legs and goes, ha, ha, ha. And he literally just hops over it. His clothes begin to catch on fire and he pats them out. What are you doing? You see his
Sorry
book
about that.
has fallen in the fire. No! Oh no! How am I gonna study now?
I'll find a tutor for you.
Oh.
How are you feeling?
Sad now.
Was that hot in any way?
No. No, it wasn't.
Interesting. Okay.
Why would it
um,
not feel hot?
This is a good question. Let me try one more thing. I'm gonna, I guess, whip up a quick stew with whatever ingredients I might have in my bag. And share it with him.
Okay. Seems
How does
even
it,
despite your best efforts to permeate the air with something more appetizing, the miasma lingers so deeply. Your delicious cooking doesn't even scent the air. He takes the food. Oh.
Give it a try. Let me know what you think.
Timidly, he begins to nibble at it, and he helps himself. A few bites later, he swallows and he holds it back. It doesn't taste like anything.
That's not good. Okay. I'm gonna ask you for a favor.
Okay.
You just fell in the fire on accident. Would you mind attempting to walk through it for me?
Roll me persuasion.
Sure. I think I see. Okay. 17.
Okay. He looks so confused. He wrings his hands together very hesitantly. He puts a hand out. He doesn't seem to feel the heat residual in the air around it. And he
See,
steps
it's
into it.
Harmless.
Make another dex saving throw. Okay, he starts to take fire damage. You see him, his clothes catch on fire. Ah!
Is it hot?
No, but it's eating my clothes.
Right.
He's clearly taking damage. You can see that his skin is starting to get burnt. He jumps out.
Okay. So you haven't eaten anything strange, or perhaps met a stranger recently?
I can't remember. I used to work in the mines, and I decided that I needed something better to help my family. The mines closing down, I spent all of my savings to get this book. And he looks at the pile of ash in the fire now. I was hoping to maybe get an office or something.
See, where did you get this book?
Oh, just from the merchant in town.
Do you remember his name, by chance?
No, I don't think I asked for it. But you can't miss it. It's in the heart of Unsan.
Could you describe the storefront to me?
He'll basically paint out a location inside the town, tell you what it's next to, so you have a pretty accurate address of where it is. A nice lady sold me that book at a discount.
See. A discount. How generous. Why don't you stay right here? Leave this fire for your protection, and I shall return.
He'll sit down by the fire. He seems to stare longingly at it. What would you like to do here?
I think I'll attempt to return to town and look for that store, doing my best to avoid the fungi on the way out.
Okay. As you do, you make your way into town and you can see Hyungbo has Chop Chop in tow. Hyungbo, you have just dropped off the cobbler at the closest thing to a magistrate. What would you have wanted as a resolution here? Lord Wan owes you a favor here. So he willingly says, if you want me to throw him into a cell or prosecute him or whatever, I can do it in the morning. Tomorrow morning.
No, I think that's quite alright, Lord Wan. You see, I haven't been with people too long. But from what I've gathered, it's quite easy for someone to be led astray. I don't think this cobbler is bad. I think they've just done bad things. And maybe with a little bit of time.
And public humiliation. I like the way you think.
Lord Wan, this is your town to do as you wish. But I, as behalf of the mudang, I think sometimes kindness can help teach someone more lessons than brute strength and humility.
He strokes his beard. And you leave the two of them in his hanok as you begin to make your way back towards town. And it is there that you see Kengbu, who unfortunately is a little stinky.
Kyungbo.
Hey, Kingbu. You smell.
Thank you. Do you mind joining me? I think I may require your assistance. How did your investigation go?
It made me a little bit frustrated. I feel like there's a lot of things in this world that I'm still learning. I kind of gave Gangbu like a brief description of what kind of happened. Is Park Young Sung with us still? Riding on top of Chop Chop?
That's up to you. She probably would have wanted to leave after seeing the con man brought to the Lord. But if you want her to stay, she seems more than willing to oblige.
I think I would look over to her and say, Miss Park,
Yes.
if you could you go about town and see if there's anybody else who has been swindled by the cobbler? And can you go back to the cobbler's hut and make sure that everyone gets the shoes that they need?
Okay, I'll try. Only because this would be a very good story.
And history is all about stories.
Yes. And she pulls out her book and she starts writing in it as she walks away. Very carefully, because she still doesn't have shoes.
Wow. She's kind of a mess. Anyways, your thing?
Yes. And Kangbu fills Kyungbo in on his experiments and Lee Dong-suk. I think, if you don't mind, I would appreciate your assistance in confronting this merchant, in case they are less than receptive to confrontation.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time today that I had a merchant be a little bit silly.
Seems the merchants here can't be fully trusted.
We smash cut to the two of you in Lee Dong-seok's house. You see this very unwell, very deceased man sitting in front of the fire. He doesn't seem to notice the two of you enter.
Should I take him out? He looks dangerous.
I think he's harmless, but I believe he is undead. And seems attached to a book he purchased.
Okay. Well, I'll follow your lead.
Well, I've already tried feeding him. He can't taste. And he walked through this fire, didn't feel the heat. Do you have anything that might remove a curse or a possession?
I can make flour.
Can't hurt to try.
Okay.
What color is the flower?
Same color as the fungus, I think.
You see Lee Dong-seok looks up and, oh, you brought a friend. Hello.
Can you smell that flower?
No, I can't smell anything.
Perhaps we should pay this merchant a visit then.
You want me to come with you?
Yes. I think having evidence will do good for our cause, perhaps. Do you feel well enough to?
I suppose I can try. And we're gonna smash cut to Kyungbo and Kangbu in town with Lee Dong-seok. People are screaming and they run away in fear from Lee Dong-seok, who is clearly undead, walking around with you guys. The street is now empty. Oh.
I
Huh.
think you're doing that. Oh.
I suppose I should leave town.
It's okay. You're in good hands.
Okay. He'll shuffle on with you. There's a small montage here of you going to the merchant, and you find it easily. The person recoils in fear as they see Li Dongseok. And as you ask questions about this book, she points over at a wall, and there's a bunch of them. There's 20 copies of the same book. I don't know what happened to him, but none of my other customers have experienced this. We have a 5-star rating here. 0 complaints. Top-notch customer service. If your book was defective, I can give you another one, but please don't enter my shop. There's something wrong with you.
Has anyone else purchased a book to study for the official exam?
Yes, we've been selling this book for over 10 years. This has never happened before.
What about in the last 2 weeks?
Just him. I think it was him. Yes.
And I'm so sorry. I'm Kangbu. I'm a mudang. You are?
Janet. Well, if you want another one, here. And she pulls one off the shelf and gingerly holds it out to you.
Could you set that down, please, on a table?
Yes, of course. She puts it down.
Can I approach the book and have a look at it without touching it?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me investigation, arcana, nature, any of those.
Okay. Let's do investigation. It's an 8.
Okay. With an 8, it looks like a normal book. You don't get the sense that there is any kind of signature or sigil or anything arcane about it. It seems to be a standard issue book. You've seen this book on sale in different villages before.
Hyungbo, could you have a look at this just in case I've missed anything before I open it?
Yeah. I think Kyumbo picks up the book and just starts like thumbing through it just to see if there's anything like weird that he sees.
Yeah, arcana. You can do investigation, nature, any of those.
Let's see. I think arcana, and that's a 15.
Okay, with a 15, this is just a plain old book. There's nothing about it. Paper and ink.
Well, I think it's okay, Gangbu. Mr. Lee,
Yes.
would it make you happy to have another book to study from?
Oh, yes, please. If you don't mind. I don't have any money, though. You can just have it. Just leave.
Oh, okay. Drops like 2 coins on the ground
No.
and as they leave. Well, Gambu, Mr. Lee can't stay in town. People aren't very happy that there's these smells and fungus growing from their house.
Hmm. Curious, if it's not the book, then what could have caused this?
Mm. Well, you're welcome to investigate what used to be my house as much as you like. If they want to burn it down, I'm okay with that. And he holds the book against his chest. Maybe I should just leave. I have everything that I want right here.
All right, let's escort you back home and take a closer look.
Okay. We cut over to our friends in the woods. As two of you try to sneak around and make your way to this ensnared creature, can I get a perception check from Suho?
Of course. Perception 23.
Okay. You can see that the boars have turned their attention towards Tashi, and they are rushing over to attack her. As you whip your gaze around, you can see the giant boar close by. It appears to have trapped itself. You see vines and a fallen trunk. A number of natural debris have crashed down and ensnared this creature. With a 23, you also see that there's something dribbling from its mouth. Dark water in streaks down from its fur. Some kind of corruption, maybe. It's flailing its head wildly, and it seems to be in massive pain. It calls out again in a shriek. All of the boars around you respond with a wail of pained grunts and squealing.
Okay, well, in my fox form, I cannot use any spells. So what I'll do is I will appear in front of or next to the big boar and start to gnaw at the vines and stuff that's entrapping it.
Okay.
Well, first I'll slowly walk up to it and see, just to show that I'm not giving any harm. I'm not gonna jump out and spook it. I'll slowly, as a fox would, I guess you would say, I will slowly walk up to it and kind of kneel down a little bit to show that I'm not meaning any harm and bite at the vines.
Okay. As you begin biting at the vines, Tashi, you are at the top of the turn order here. You see all of the boars are coming towards you. What do you want to do?
So goddamn twigs. As another twig yet again snaps under the foot of this rogue who is supposed to be so good at her job. And yet every time she finds herself around sticks, things just go wrong. She realizes that attention is turned on her, and she knows from experience what it feels like to have eyes on her, and notices her friend Suho attending to the giant boar. And so what I'm going to do is jump out of the tree line and try to lure all the boars away. And so I think I'm just going to take both actions to both my action and my bonus action to just dash around and try to get as many boars on my tail as possible.
I love that. Okay. Let's get a acrobatics check here. As you begin to do this.
Ooh, okay.
You're basically
goring
gonna
is
kite them.
Yes. A boar goring is painful but never boring, and so instead we practice some luring. It's almost.
Oh my god, that was so good though.
Acrobatics, you said?
Yes, please.
Okay. It's a 22.
Very good. Okay, so the boars are gonna start chasing after you. We're gonna have like a little cinematic thing here. You begin to loop them around. Go ahead and move your token wherever you want to go, and they're gonna be chasing after you.
Wait, aren't
All
two
right.
asleep or no? Or did they wake up?
Yep. Nope. You're right. JK. Look, shoo, pew, 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 pew.
Make it easier for you.
Pew,
I
pew,
want
pew,
you to-
pew, pew, pew.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
What do
What do
All right,
boars
so if my
dream
speed
of?
is 30 and each square
Oh,
is 50.
I forgot to mention. I have to tell you what my ink piece looks like every time I draw it. It's definitely a boar,
Nice.
and I want to have it chase with her.
Wait, where did this extra one come from? And so Tashi
Inky
is going
black.
to just run through this way.
Mhm.
3, 4, 5, 6. That should be the 30 speed, and then with the bonus action, just even more so luring them into the trees. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There.
Okay. We see them struggling to keep up with you as they're tearing through. They don't even seem to notice this ink piece as they're doing this. Suhol, can I get an unarmed attack from you?
Sure. Wait. I have. Will it
Or
be
a
the same
bite.
thing as bite? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
bite. Sorry.
20.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me some damage.
5.
Okay, as you're biting into this snare, you see the big eye of the boar flick onto you. This creature is scared. This creature is wild. It's untamed. It's uncertain. You can see madness in its eyes. It doesn't seem to know what it's doing. It seems almost as if possessed. What does it look like when you are able to tell when there are signs of possession nearby?
I think when my eyes lock on the creature, it'll bear into it, and the red of the eyes will glow. My fur will stand on end, and my tails become rigid. I'll sink my claws into the ground, and I'll probably like bite into the rope harder. And I immediately go into like my anti-possession techniques. Will be training through my brain like really fast, my head really fast. I see the eyes of the boar are like probably completely dilated and large, and just has tears, or like not tears but wetness probably around the eyes of it being open for so long. It's not natural. The breathing techniques are probably off, and it seems like it's on like autopilot, or or if you had to say a computer that's always busy while it's idled.
You hear a snap, and there's a satisfying crunch in your mouth as you break the vine. And slowly, huffing as it lurches back up onto its 4 feet, this massive boar looms over you, and it opens its jaw, and this rancid breath, stinking of rot, comes over you as this creature moves to attack. And that is where we're going to end our session for today. Oh my gosh.
Excellent.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you so much to my cast, and thank you again to our sponsor, Nine Heavens Press, for giving us Undying Corruption, our Korean folklore and mythology adventure. This has been episode 2. There's 8 more episodes, and we can't wait to show you all of what you can find here in Arc 1 of Book 1. Let's go ahead and button up for the evening. We're gonna go around and reintroduce ourselves. Please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and what your favorite part of the episode was. And we'll start with Frank. Hi.
Oh, hi, I'm Frank. Technique. I play the Gumiho Suho. It's been a great episode. It's really wholesome. Cellular storytelling is very, very good. I was eating it up like an audiobook. It was really nice. My favorite part is how Suho's been like training these lovely mudang, and none of them has done their job. It's so awesome. They're so innocent. They're supposed to. The whole thing about the mudang is supposed to, usher spirits on, to move on or eradicate them, depending on how they are in nature. And it seems like the new, they're not super new, but let's say the newer mudang are trying to find means to compromise the fact that these spirits are a part of the world, which I think is really, really cool. I don't have a one favorite thing, but if I had to pick, I love the lady with the missions shoes. And that story is just so funny. It's seeing Kyungwo just handle that situation. He's just like, I want to set things right, but never deal with the spirits, because maybe he thinks that the spirits, have a right to belong. So it's really interesting seeing that conflict go back and forth. And I absolutely love when Gingbu pushed the guy in the fire. I was like, wow, that was aggressive. So funny. But yeah, I loved it. This has been really fun, and everything is just really great about this book, and I feel like it's a really great way to start. If you haven't DM'd, like I haven't DM'd, but this is a good start. This book is a really good entry opener. You can take the story however you want, and it's really great. So thank you for having me, and hope you guys enjoy it, and hope to see you for episode 3. You did.
Thank you so much. We'll pop on over to Kay.
Hello. I'm Replay K on Twitch and Bluesky. I think my favorite moment, if I had to pick one, I think just the image of Tashi running around being chased by boars, and then Suho adding in the ink board too, is hilarious. It's been, I agree, it's been really interesting exploring the world of Undying Corruption. I didn't expect us to have 3 quests, and to have such diverse adventures, or for us to split up and see how we handle those individually has been really fun to see. I really appreciate everyone coming out to watch, and looking forward to episode 3 and the other sessions.
Thank you very much. Hop on over to Brandon.
Hey, my name is Brandon R. Kim. You can find me at that on social media stuff. I played Kyungbo, a tactician, Jangsung. I think I'm going to take it back to just the beginning of the episode when we met our patron, our boss, Song Ju-hoo. That was fun. Just to kind of to see her, and then also to kind of get a sense of the party's reaction as she makes a sort of welcome / unwelcomed appearance in our sleeping quarters, which I don't know if you're a boss, don't do that. That is violation. We weren't on the clock. But yeah, that was super fun.
Thank you so much. Faria.
Hi, I'm Fariha, and I've been Tashi today. I'm a variety content creator all over the web. You can find me on all social media at Ask Fariha, AskFareeha, or just Fariha on Twitch and YouTube. But my favorite part of today, so many things. I can't pick one. I loved getting more details about Suho's fox form. That's so cool. I can't wait to see art of that one day. Oh my goodness. So majestic, so cool. I love that when we went in to deal with the boars, instantly felt that, oh, there's something wrong here. We shouldn't just kill them, right? And they're not like this typically. But I also really enjoyed the way that Kengbu handled that situation with that poor man who'd studied himself to death. That was like, oh God, I was joking in chat. I was like, oh yeah, this is a reflection of the Asian academic world and how grueling it can be. And then it turned out to be kind of that. And so I was like, okay, Kangbu, are you going to cut this man some fruit? Are you gonna bring him a nice home cooked meal? And I really liked Kyungbo's just innocence in dealing with the woman in her lost shoes. Like the earnesty that you brought to that was really cute and sweet. And I feel like for themes of ruses and con men and just subterfuge, seeing that collision of innocent mind and seeing the best in everybody and wanting good to someone being forced to do shady things to get by, I feel like that's always a really interesting clash. So, and Stella, as always, you're so good at what you do. Thank you for the way you spin these stories. I loved that.
Thank you so much. I'm Stella Luna. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching us over on YouTube. And thank you to our wonderful, wonderful cast. I couldn't have picked better people. This is so fun. I did not expect the party to split 3 ways. That was very interesting. It was very interesting, the combinations of who went where, because I feel like if different people went different directions, this would have come out a completely different way. And kind of going on what Frank said, it was so funny that like y'all have to deal with spirits and like you're kind of like going along with them. Kyungbo just full on left the tokebi at the cobbler's house. Like, cool. I love it. It's such a different take. And yeah, we'll just have to find out what happens in the forest with these boars and what's all up with them, because something is not okay in the woods, and it seems like maybe something's not okay at Unsan. But that's going to be it for us here today. We're going to have our next session on the 3rd. So please join us at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, May 3rd. Have a wonderful night, everyone. We'll see you.